Hey folks, Quill18 here, and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Dwarf Fortress. We are at Worked Cloaks here in our second go at a pocket world map, which I think is so much fun. And one of the things I want to start doing, and hopefully I remember to do this, and I kind of wish I'd been doing this all along, is I thought at the start of every episode, I should go and take a look at one of our dwarves so we could get to know the citizens of our fortress a little bit more. So I was like, who am I going to focus on? Well, we've got one dwarf who's brilliantly happy. So let's go and take a look at them. We go and sort by happiness over here. Outer Moppet is our most happy dwarf. Let's go and see what exactly is making them so cheery. Outer Moppet is 65 years old, female, and has a lover, Pyramid Bread. Pyramid Bread is our expedition leader. So Pyramid Bread must have quite a few social skills, so they're probably a fun person to be around. Makes a lot of sense that they might be in a relationship. Outer Moppet, do I want to focus on this screen? Maybe I want to go to the personality, but it says disdains commerce. They're good with languages. They do recover slowly, which would make them a poor choice for the military. They would be very bad at healing up. For analytical ability, they are private and not creative. What are their current skills? Yeah, so they're listed as a herbalist, but the best they've got is adequate. They're actually not too bad as a doctor. We haven't assigned any doctors to anything here because we don't have a hospital yet, but Outer Moppet might make for an excellent doctor. Fascinating. Let's see their personality. Well, it's right. We know she has a natural inclination towards language, an ability to read emotions fairly well, in a good kinesthetic sense. Poor creativity and very bad analytical abilities. I don't know what the implication of analytical abilities are. Would that help with doctoring if she had that? I don't know. Strong tendency towards privacy. She's pleased by her own appearance and talents. She likes to take it easy. Fairly self-confident, I'd say. Satisfied in life, maybe. She generally acts impartially and is rarely moved to mercy. She prefers that everyone live as harmoniously as possible. She has a tendency to go it alone without considering the advice of others. She's not particularly interested in what others think of her. She's quite polite. She likes a little excitement now and then. She has a menacing stare when she's angry. She needs alcohol to get through the working day because she's a dwarf. She likes working outdoors and grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. She likes Southern culture. She holds craft dwarfship to be the highest ideals and celebrates talented artisans and their masterworks. Has a great deal of respect for the law, greatly prizes loyalty, sees friendship as one of the finer things in life, greatly respects artists and their works. She's not creative, but she appreciates creativity in others. Really respects those that take the time to master a skill, deeply respects those that work hard at their labors, values cooperation, finds merrymaking and partying worthwhile activities, despite being a private person. Values martial prowess, values leisure time, values knowledge, and finds nature somewhat disturbing. She personally is somewhat put off by trade and commerce, values honesty, sees, maybe, she doesn't like haggling. She doesn't like what's going on there, Just tell me what you want me to pay and I'll do it. She sees life as unfair and doesn't mind it that way, and does not care about family one way or another. She dreams of crafting a masterwork someday. She likes olivine, copper, blue diamond, plum wood, giant walrus bone, four-sided prisms. D4s. The worst die to roll. Come on. Armor stands, bracelets, goblets, and the sight of the wondrous tulip. When possible, she prefers to consume mug hopper, buckwheat beer, and linseed oil. She absolutely detests snails. We're not going to look through her needs over here. Unfettered after drinking. Oh my. Distracted after leading an unexciting life. Does she want to get into some combat? Distracted after being unable to practice craft. Distracted being away from friends. All right. Well, now we've gotten to learn Outer Moppet. I wonder if we were to assign a chief medical dwarf, indeed, she would be our pick for that. All right. So that's good to know. We're not going to bother assigning it quite yet, just because we don't need it. Let's go ahead and unpause the game and let some things go through. So surface-wise, everything is looking pretty neat. Again, I'm hoping to make an actual stone wall with something more intricate later on. Now, to be clear, there's no advantage really about building something out of stone versus wood, but stone is obviously going to be way cooler. No self-respecting Dwarven fortress is going to have their walls made out of wood when stone is available. Come on. But we will keep this up for a little bit more. Our roofing is still taking a... Whoa, we got a petition. Oh, look at that. Status of Sarvish Anguishwald. Wait. Oh! Our tavern is public. I wasn't thinking of that. All right, I'm going to approve this. So we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a bard. However, what we're going to do over here is I'm going to change this tavern to just be for citizens and long-term residents. We're not going to bring in people from the outside quite yet to that tavern. I mean, it's more pop. If we pop the cavern lair, then some people... I think it's not until then, but I may be wrong about this. My assumption is once you pop a cavern lair, then you can start getting people petitioning to join you for eradicating monsters. Having someone come in to just entertain others might not be the most valuable. So it's a bard over here. They are... Are they human? You're an adequate beekeeper. Needs alcohol to get through the working day. No, there must be a dwarf. I think if they were not a dwarf, it would have said somewhere what their species is. I think it's just being... It's not listing it because it's implied. Okay. All right, that'll do fine. Let me take a look at what's going on here. Need empty traps still. Need unrotten fermentable plants. Not fruit, but plants. Interrupted by combat as well. Oh, and someone's doing fishing. Let me disable that. Not necessarily looking for fishing to happen. Where's this combat log? Giant sparrows are fighting. Oh! Someone is doing some hunting with it, though. I don't know who, because it doesn't list the person's name in the combat log. I wonder, could it have been one of the caravan guards on their way out? That's entirely possible. Leaving soon. Migrants, that's an older message. A bunch of these. Ah, the hunter. Lord Warfire is hunting. Okay. Actually like the fact that we have a hunter to keep the wildlife a little bit under control. What is it? Lord Warfire. Good name for someone who might be our hunter. It does make me think we need to go and set up our butchering. Now, I kind of like building a little hut on the surface to take care of that. So I think that's what I'm going to go ahead and do right now. We are going to build construction walls. Excuse me. Sometimes I put the tanner in there as well because they do use the material right next door immediately. And that's fine. So we're going to... Of course, we can do some things inside the hillside as well, but I really like building these little huts. Maybe I'll put it over here. It's already planning to get roofed. We could use the natural wall over here as part of the structure. This stockpile here, which is going to be for blocks, really doesn't need to be this big. So let me trim off an edge. And then build you out like this. Build you out like this. Oh, right. I can't build a door until the wall is up. That's fine. But then we also want to leave in one fortification, which is going to be like some venting over here, just to let the miasma out. And perhaps what I'll do is I'll just trim this back to get a nice square-shaped room. We might go and floor this room as well, but we don't need to, but it might look nice later. And I think it's under farming, weirdly. And I'll need a little bit more space to be able to fit the tanner in here as well if I want that. But let's just put down the butcher shop for now. No. Change of plans. I'm going to dig out a little bit more here, and then we'll put the tanner's shop in the back. Okay, and then yeah, once these walls are up, we'll build a door. Might take a while because we've got lots of other construction jobs. I can mess around with the queue order, but that's not really going to be a huge time saver one way or the other. Now that that space is cleared at least, I will go and workshop, quote-unquote, farming, and then we'll put the tanner in the back. And then we might end up with some little micro stockpiles for some things here. To keep the raw... What is it called again? And we always run into this issue. And by we, I mean I run into this issue. But I'm bringing you along with me. So leather, that is the finished leather, which isn't what we're looking for. It's not under corpses. There's a category. So basically, it's the untanned leather is what I'm looking at, right? Yeah, I think it's raw hides, but not rotten raw hides. So I guess it's not under refuse. Oh, there you go. Fresh raw hides. Yeah, I didn't realize it had the word fresh in there. Does it say tanned hides is part of refuse? Really? That's strange. Well, perhaps I'll allow fresh and tanned hides. Hey, hold on. Once it's tanned, doesn't it become just leather at that point? Huh. Anyway, we'll do that. So the idea is that'll butcher, the raw hides will get moved over here. The rest of the garbage will be moved outdoors, which technically the refuse stockpile over here does still allow raw hides out there, but this is the closest one, so it'll hopefully go there. And even if they have to go outside, it's not the end of the world. And the tanner shop is nearby, so hopefully we'll get done soon. Okay, done. We're still waiting for a lot of blocks to be made. If I recall correctly, yeah, we did set up these over here. They're waiting for blocks. Oh! Hold on, I might have... Yeah, because I've got my construction requiring blocks right now, I need to make sure... I'm going to put in a one-time work order over here for rock blocks. Because I took... This Stoneworkers Workshop is no longer making rock blocks. 10 should be enough. Did I bork it by changing the number? Because I need the blocks to be made here, and then I need those to be used to make the Stoneworkers Workshop. I'm going to put this back in, because I'm a little worried that I did something silly. Leave it in there with the times 10. So I want 10 rock blocks to be made. I want them all to get queued up over here. Oh, we're going to need our manager's office soon, as our population reaches 20. And then those blocks should immediately go to working these extra stoneworkers workshops, and these are the ones that are going to have the constant block building jobs. Because I didn't want the block jobs to block our normal stoneworkers workshop. This is the place where we're going to want tables and chairs and things like that, using our stone carver task, as opposed to our stone cutting task, which will be used for this. Yeah, I think that's happening. There you go. Yeah, I think our construction up top had stalled out, and I hadn't realized that we were just not making the blocks anymore. So, the rock block jobs all get moved into here? They did. That's interesting. How come the order's no longer visible over here? Also, yeah, this is still full of furniture. We need to go and breach this. And I don't think our miners are doing anything. So we're going to go and breach this over here and set up a giant furniture stockpile. Because it's the sort of thing we always... It takes up so much room. And what I'll probably do is remove furniture from this catch-all stockpile over here. What are our miners doing? They're digging. Where? Oh, our exploratory dig. Yeah, okay, you are coming down here, but let's make sure. I'm going to set this to a 3. Oh, that was already done. Sorry. This all was set to a 3, but the initial dig hadn't been changed. That's why there was a delay. Okay. Dig this out as quickly as possible, please. Do I want to put... I do. A doorway over there. Technically, it can cause a little bit of... like a bit of a block. But it's fairly unlikely that dwarves will be actively simultaneously trying to pass through this doorway. And I think it'll look nice. You know, properly look like its own room. To do that. And yeah, so this stockpile over here, I'm just going to disable furniture. Because it's going to go over here. And I can start this stockpile already. And just turn on the furniture stockpile button. And pick this out first so that we can get a little bit of a square going on. That'll pull some things out of there. Okay, these two are now done. So these stockpiles are not going to take general work orders. Because I don't want to end up queuing up furniture over here at all. But instead, they're going to have a job, which is rock block. You can make up to 10 per day. And we want to keep like 100 blocks. When we do construction, we need a lot of it kicking around. We don't want to wait for them to be made on the fly, I think maybe this is a little ridiculous. 50? Maybe. And I will put in a thing, like, just start the job if we have at least 20 rocks. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing over here. Rock block. Done. Repeat. If we have less than 50, and we have at least 20, that, and then, yeah, general work orders not allowed. Okay. And then they both will, I guess once they get validated, they get moved off of that view. No migrants. Oh, okay. We traded, admittedly not much. Grow the furniture stockpile. Clear out these buildings. That'll be great. All right. Digging over there. Oh, yeah, right. I want to put a little door here because I think it'll look nice. Likewise, we'll end up popping down a couple over there and a couple over there. I don't like that this door doesn't match. Maybe we should get rid of the shale door and replace it with the rock salt. I mean, I could put filters on the construction as well to make sure the material matches, but... Now, we don't have a river. We do have some ponds on the surface, but that's not really a consistent source of water. This should be getting built a lot faster now that we've got block production started up again, which is good. Oh, we're working on some of our surface crops now. That's still just still Pick, right? I think that was your name. Pick, how good of a planter have you gotten there? You're a professional planter. You know, there's no way to see the numbers in here, right? Because the skills go from 0 to 20. And I mean, each one of those skill levels has a title associated with it. Well, ish, because I think it goes legendary at 15, and then it's like legendary +1, legendary +2. I don't know if that's visible in game. I actually don't know if every single level has a unique name. And certainly, I don't know them all. Onyxes, we're getting some more tetrahedrite. And yeah, important thing is if someone gets around to doing some hauling, like, look at this. This is ridiculous. And these are all things waiting to be hauled to the bedrooms as well. I mean, it doesn't help that we're doing so much construction, but lots of rock blocks being made, which I'm fine and happy with. We're going to want a lot. Overall, the flow is going okay. Whenever this finishes, we're going to have way more free time in our hand. But I'm happy this work is being done, because I think it is going to dramatically improve our safety and security. And yet, to get to the roof right now, they have to walk outside, and then walk up one of these ramps and go there. So it's quite the hike. I'm still hoping... Oh, we do have a bin over here. I don't know if there's anything in this bin. No, it is empty. But I'm hoping that someone can do a bulk load of blocks to the surface, which would certainly accelerate things. But my sense is that this isn't happening. So our dwarves are spending a ridiculous amount of time dragging blocks up to the surface to do the construction, but so be it. Now, I still don't know where I want to put the offices for my bookkeeper and manager. I mean, this is our workshop floor, so conceptually it feels like maybe it should be here. I guess what I could do is I could extend, like, this hallway here, and again, we're going to maybe do a parallel one over there, and just tuck in an office on each side, and the same thing there. And we've got plenty more space on this floor, although we might not actually expand the fortress proper here, but just do some exploratory mineral digging. Which, speaking of, we never did hit any iron-bearing ore yet. All right, you're fighting. We are probably going to have to make sure we get our bolt production going on. So let's just cram out wooden bolts for our hunting. And if there are fewer than... What do I like to target with this? A fairly decent number. Can't remember how many fits in a quiver. Let me see. Let me do a quick Googleification. Dwarf Fortress. How many arrows in a quiver? I feel like it's 20. Oh, up to 80 arrows? What? Okay, hold on. No, that's an older post. The wiki, I believe, says it's 20. Quiver can hold 20 raw or sharpened rocks, 20 bolts and arrows, but only 2 weapons, 3 articles of clothing. Oh, that's in the adventure mode. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna make 100 keep 100 bolts around. Start the job only if you've got more than 20 logs kicking around. But there you go. We're gonna try to keep a steady supply of wooden bolts available for our hunters. In theory, for training purposes as well, although we don't get that kind of fine control over our squads. Now, I don't have a squad started yet, which I think is fine because I don't think we're quite yet going to be attacked by anything that we need an actual squad for. And of course, I say that, and who knows what's about to happen. So all these squares over here, these are blocks that are created. These are places still waiting for blocks to be made, but we're definitely getting along with the job. I think every time you chop a boulder, I think you get 4 blocks out of it. That's one of the reasons you do blocks, is you get a lot more building material out of your raw material, because normally it's 1 boulder to make a piece of wall, but 1 boulder can be cut into 4 blocks, if I'm remembering correctly, and each block can be a section of wall, or whatever construction. So you get a lot more bang for your buck, and the blocks are a lot lighter to carry around, so generally speaking, you will construct faster if you're doing things out of blocks. I mean, you still need the labor to do the block cutting, but it's not too bad. It isn't really skill dependent or anything like that. Okay, giant furniture stockpile. And did I already remove the furniture from here? I did, good, okay. Because I want to keep room for other things in here. And again, these 3 stockpiles over here are all the same catch-all stockpile, which we're going to try to filter more and more things out of the catch-all category and into more specialized stuff. We still have plenty of rocks around, so I'm not having to worry about doing mining just for raw stone. You guys are probably back up doing these tunnels, and that's indeed the case. I'm not really expecting any iron there. We don't necessarily want to go 1 Z level at a time, but when we see, so here it goes from rock salt to a shale level. This might be a different layer for the purpose of minerals and things like that. So you can go on the wiki and you can find things for like how many Z levels below the surface are you looking to find particular ores and whatnot. And for all I know, I have to go quite deeper. We'll see. At some point, certainly, of course, we will be digging deeply and greedily, obviously. A lot of smoothing to be done. Still looking forward to that. Still want to make this into our proper dining room. But, I mean, our dwarves aren't being unproductive. Things are going. We're losing a lot of time right now walking up to the surface. That's the one downside. But again, I feel like this is very important. Things will speed up dramatically after that. All right, seeds, giving birth to a yak calf, no migrants, clear weather, rock mugs completed multiple times. Where are we? Late spring? Okay, well, we're gonna have another caravan in not too distant future. Again, it won't have wagons, but the mugs are relatively light, so that's not so bad. Masterwork mugs. Okay, alerts are all looking fine, looking secure. I mean, this level, I do love the mini-map here. We're just getting, like, line noise. Oh, there's another little dig coming out over here. And yeah, we might end up, like, all the platinum and stuff. Platinum we can make statues out of it. I don't think platinum's a good material for weapons or armor, but it's nice and rich. I don't know. Platinum's quite heavy, I think. So I don't think we want to use the platinum for bins and things like that. So we'll probably just use it for, statues. A lot of times I make silver statues because it looks nice, or gold statues, because again, gold is kind of not a material that's all that useful for us. I suppose we could maybe be making platinum coins and then selling those. That's not a terrible idea. Okay, milk animal completed. Simulate Thuston. Oh, I think Thuston's an animal, an instrument, and I think they're just making instrument noises. But yeah, pigs are multiplying. Okay. Saving divination sets? What? Should I do my pig kennel closer to the surface? Yeah, maybe. I mean, we've got a butcher shop there. I like a butcher shop on the surface for our hunters. Sometimes I do the pig kennels quite deep down, and then I build a closer butcher shop. But maybe what we'll do is we'll just build the pig pens maybe on this level. I'm not too worried about, protecting them versus surface attackers or anything like that. In the case of a siege proper, we have this external door that, in theory, is going to be sealed in. I kind of maybe like that idea. Plus, you know, keep the smell away from the primary fortress. All right, it is summertime. Getting lots of masterwork mugs. That's going to be great for our next trade. What I could do is I could change these stone stockpiles here to just accept rock salt without having to set any filters on our stone workers. Just to encourage consistent color, but... because this door's sort of annoying me and sort of not. In the brown color, it kind of looks woodsy, which is, like, good for doors, in my opinion, even though we know that's stone, which is obviously superior for our dwarves, but, yeah. Goose, still just relaxing. Is it possible that Goose doesn't have... yeah, Goose doesn't have anything going on, I think. Let me go and turn that off. This farmer, what is work detail 3? Ah, brewer. Okay. Yeah, we'll turn off the specialization for our carpenter, since apparently we are good on bins and barrels. And certainly, like, beds for now, but again, we're waiting for them to all be placed. I could throw everyone into a smooth very quickly right now, right? I could go and click on everyone here and then force them to do the work. Or we could do it for a particular person. Like, maybe our broker here, they're already an adequate stonecutter. Now, 2 of them are going to be making blocks most of the time. Don't really need a fisher dwarf either. And we're going to get a lot of dabbling stonecutters for lots of different reasons. Because they're going to be working on the blocks when needed. Or are you cranky? We got some people who are a little bit down in the dumps. It doesn't help that they don't have their own proper bedrooms yet. They don't have a legendary dining hall yet. Maybe we're doing ourselves a disfavor by not developing this quickly. I was so nervous about the surface. Mostly it was all those kangaroo men and stuff like that. Okay, these macaques definitely steal things. Oh, I guess we're capturing these langurs. Now, we could, if we tame these, and we can sell them. Any tamer? I don't think we have taming as a job. Out of curiosity, so, animal training. Animal trainers. Click off and click back. I mean, you literally have animal trainer in your title. Rather than everyone does this, I will just have you do it, but I don't think I'm going to have you do it exclusively. Animosis. Because I don't think there's going to be that much to do. But we're going to consider starting to tame. I'm assuming that they stay caged. Because I think a lot of these critters can lose their tame status pretty quick. And then that causes problems. So I'm hoping what happens is we tame them, they stay caged, but then we can sell them. I don't know if that's how it works, and we might be cruising for a disaster. That's always fun. Is that a gem or... oops. Human Caravan has arrived. No, Considerate we've run into before, haven't we? All right. Human Caravan has arrived. And yeah, they're not going to be bringing wagons. Considerate, Human Caravan, Treasurer, Stray Horse. Oh, the humans are fighting the macaques. Move trade goods. We're going to grab these finished goods bins. Might grab this gem bin if we wanted to, if we decide we want to go and throw in some more gems, if we want to buy a lot of stuff. But yeah, we're just going to grab some bins of finished goods, which is where the mugs are going to be, possibly with other things in it. But that's okay. We'll set that. Not a lot of things being moved. Cancel drinks, job item lost or destroyed. Okay. Something got in the way, or did we grab something for the caravan? Not for the drinks. That wouldn't make any sense. Did you just get another bad thought? Who's this? Annoyed caught in a rain. Decent meals. That's true, actually. We are not currently cooking meals. That's fairly legit. I have a kitchen, but I haven't started cooking anything. We should probably do that. So we're going to put a new order for meals. Let's go right up to fine meals. Yeah. So if we have fewer than... We really don't need that many sitting around. If you have fewer than 20... And I'm going to leave... I'm not going to put any filters for the input goods because I might want errors for this to remind me that I'm running out of food. You can make up to 10 per day. That's fine. If you have fewer than 20, let's queue up a job for 10. Okay. They're unloading. We're going to let Zuld continue bringing items to the depot. Did you bring elephants? I wonder if they're pack elephants or they're something that we can trade for. Come on, as soon as he's done delivering this. Keep trying to hit different numbered hotkeys to change the game speed. Three items. One item. All right, here, we'll do that. Conducting meeting. Okay, that's fine. Fighting. Theodolus become a planter. Are they changing title? Because they're not going from, like, recruit or anything. They're not in the military. Oh. You're having a sleep. That's fine. I need an alert maybe for when the trader, like, when the broker arrives at the trade caravan. So since I'm not entirely sure where I want to put the offices yet, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and pop these two spots over here, and we're going to use these for our manager's office and our bookkeeper's office. Because the bookkeeper's office, we might want to start getting some accurate counts, and very soon we are going to need a manager. So we'll put them in there. These will be workshop spots later on, but they'll work in it for now. I mean, we might not need all those workshop spaces. Maybe they'll stay as offices. Head treasurer. All right. Much to discuss. Mm-hmm. And then what might we want? Well, you know what? I think we're going to be hunting leather and we're going to be getting our pig's leather. So I don't know that we have to worry about this. Cloth isn't a terrible idea, but you're going to bring some anyway. I might just make sure to flag the miscellaneous category. And then otherwise, we might just buy whatever you happen to bring, because I don't want you to increase your charges if we can avoid it. You're going to want windows. Yeah, well, you're going to get what we give you. All right, broker's now coming to trade after completing the meeting. There it is. Okay. So what are we interested in? No to this, no to that, no to that, no to that. Well, actually, the ropes aren't a bad idea. We could consider buying some instruments for our taverns, but I think we'll wait a little bit on that. Not going to buy any of those critters. I'm assuming that's booze. We'll get those two. We could get some extra picks for the mining, but of course we can make our own relatively soon too. All the large clothing is not something we can use. Flour, maize, sand. I think this is maybe where we're interested in. Let's go and open this side. Go to Fort Goods. I'm going to tag mugs. Now, we have to remember... here, select all. We have to remember we're going to get a Dwarven Caravan next month, which we might be more eager to trade with. Okay, our mugs are worth tons of money, which is great to know. But yeah, we'll buy some cloth and leather for now. Why has this been so expensive? Must be something going on with this bin itself, because the stuff inside of it is definitely not that pricey. I often like to buy the bins because usually you're paying a reasonable price for it, and it makes it easier to haul the stuff out. You know, saves you a lot of time. Okay, we'll take all the meat, all the fish. all the plants, various fruits for boozification. Just buying the loose thread is fine because we can cloth it up. We don't have a cloth industry set up yet, but probably soon. I don't know if quivers are glitched or not. I think they're probably fixed. The fact that there's not a DF hack bug fix for it means it's probably fixed in the base game, right? Bunch of cheese. And we'll start to purchase things for a potential library over here. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to toggle this on and off. That's a lot of mugs. On and off. Oh, they have excess weight. Well, also making tons of money too. Okay, they're still happy with this. So this might be the last mug bin. If I go and toggle this, yeah, now they're losing. I will manually go and do this, and I'll push it to the point where it turns green, where they'll definitely be happy with things. And they're making a profit, but it hasn't turned green yet. And we don't have the world's best negotiator, but that's fine. There are ways you can grind up the negotiation skills by doing a bunch of small trades, but oof, so boring. Come on, turn green. Maybe I should have kept this whole bin in here. There it is. I mean, sometimes I think even with the green, sometimes they're like, hold on, let's make another deal. But usually it's, by the time we get to green, even with a poor appraisal, it means we're overkilling it so much. So let's go ahead and offer this trade. There we go. Good. All right. Done and done. We can free up the broker. Get them to run around. We'll unload some things. I think our mugs and stuff stay there until the merchants leave, which is fine and fair. Mug production is still going on, so we should have, and we have plenty in stock already. I think we're going to be fine for the Dwarven Caravan, where we're definitely going to want to trade a bunch, because that is one of the ways that we get more migrants, is if they turn a big profit on their trade. They do have to make it back to the capital to get credit for it, but yeah. All right, we got some dead critters over there. Butcher shop hasn't been built. They are waiting for blocks. Actually, let me go and make the butcher shop a higher priority here. The reason I make it indoors, by the way, is so that the refuse from this gets cleaned up, right? So what I used to do is just put it on the surface. The problem is any garbage in the butcher shop wouldn't get cleaned up because by default, in your standing orders for refuse, is you don't do outdoor refuse. Now you could turn this on, but then you're going to be cleaning up refuse from all over the map, which isn't entirely desirable. So by putting the butcher shop indoors, then all of a sudden you will get them to properly clean up the mess. Why are you moving so slow? You're just chilling, human crossbowman? Okay. You will get your dwarves to clean up the mess, but then you have to worry about the miasma building up, so that's why you want some sort of air vent so that it's not an issue. So I do that. Plus, I really like the idea of building these little butcher shop huts. Now, buildings that are built into the walls of a stronghold is actually definitely something that happened. You've got a free wall there. You may as well use it, right? And in this case, we've got 3 free walls. You just have to build 1. Now, let's take a look at everyone. Yep, digging. Socializing over there, which is fine. You're also on a fixed job, but everything is okay. Planting seeds, brewing drinks. Our numbers are looking good that way. Okay, this has been excavated. Let's go ahead and plan a door at each one of these, as well as a table and a chair. And what we're going to do is we're going to make an office. Put it in multi-mode here. We're going to have 2 offices. And this office here is going to be assigned to our bookkeeper. And this office over here is going to be assigned to our manager. There we are. So now our bookkeeper can start doing bookkeeping things. Again, the manager didn't need to have an office until you reach population 20. You need to have one if you're going to use orders, but you don't actually have to have an office. Things get instantly and automatically validated. But now, very soon, they'll need it, so we're going to be ready to go. And I don't know if it makes them more happy. I don't know if they were having bad thoughts because they didn't have the room actually assigned to them. It may not have mattered. It might be handy to get some accurate counts. What are you doing? Oh, you're on the socializing, right, in our weird pub. And the roof over here. All right, the blocks are coming along. Still waiting for everything to be delivered. I mean, soon we're going to be swimming in so many migrants that we're not going to know what to do with them. But right now we are hurting a little bit by virtue of having so many tasks and not that many people. I probably just being overly paranoid with roofing up our fortress. And maybe I should have left it off in exchange for having more efficiency elsewhere. But pig following you? Is that your pet pig? Okay, it wasn't actually following Goose. It just looked like it. Now, there we go. Semi-wild. So now that they're partially trained, I think we can butcher them now. I think that's the other thing, assuming the tame status doesn't instantly break. I think you can butcher them because they're tame enough to lead to the butcher shop. That being said, we might want the cages to be closer to the butcher shop, so there's not as much time outside of the cage for them to lose their tame status. I'm very nervous about the whole affair. I might want to wait to do anything with the caged semi-tame creatures until I've got a bit of a military, because what I might want to do is position even just 1 or 2 soldiers just near the area to make sure nothing goes crazy bad. That might not be the worst idea I've ever come up with. But I think a good idea right now might be to go ahead and end this episode. Lovely little one. We've been through, did we go through like half a year or so? Can't remember when we started this one. Was it early spring? Yeah, maybe. So not too shabby. I'm happy we got our furniture workshop set up. We got our offices there. A little unhappy that we haven't developed our living quarters, because I would like my dwarves to be a little bit happier. We are starting to produce meals now, which I think will go towards helping to alleviate some of the issues that we've got there. But I would really like to get our dining hall moved out of this area, dining hall and tavern, and move down into this area over here and get something really pretty going on, but hopefully soon. Folks, thanks a lot for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.